I mean, it's shocking. In many ways, I'm quite glad for like new media and all of that, because I can imagine how many people in the past have been victim to the kind of stunts that Blake Lively and her husband have pulled, now apparently in conjunction with Taylor Swift, who has oddly decided to distance herself from the couple, which is an interesting development. Look, I went through the 160-page timeline and evidence document that Justin published on his website in detail, as well as what he presented to the court, because it was fascinating.
It was fascinating.
I mean, if even only half of what he's saying is true, Blake Lively is a complete nightmare. This is an actress that was hired to be in the film, and yet she's asking the director, who's also her lead, for the cuts and the edits, and she's decided to take over the wardrobe, and she gets to choose her wardrobe, and they pay for it. That's unprecedented. No one's ever heard of that. And then she has the audacity to call her husband and Taylor Swift her dragons, and that Justin Baldoni and the producer tried to sexually harass this woman, this mad hatter who no sane man would go near with a 10-foot barge pole. It is so offensive and so ridiculous. I mean, I urge everyone to just read through everything that Justin Baldoni
it is utterly
shocking.
It's compelling.
Shocking.
I mean,
In her amended complaint, Blake Lively drops a bombshell. Two fellow actresses from It Ends With Us are reportedly backing her claims against Justin Baldoni, describing him as deeply problematic. Though unnamed, these stars are allegedly prepared to speak out. Surprisingly, The Hollywood Reporter has yet to cover the unfolding drama. Meanwhile, Piers Morgan, never one to avoid controversy, has turned his attention to Hollywood, openly criticizing the industry amidst this growing storm.
it's sort of unprecedented that stars of this magnitude would dish it all out in public to this extent. I mean, she began with, I think, the New York Times, very well orchestrated, obviously, onslaught against him. And I read all that and thought, wow, poor Blake Lively. I've got to say, I'm not really thinking that now. The more I read about this, the more I think stain on all your gruesome houses. The publicists involved, the actors involved, everybody involved seems to be absolutely horrible.
Well, you say we haven't seen it before, but we kind of have with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And
well, that's true, yeah, but that only came out in the end in court, right?
And, I mean, Johnny did something I think a lot of people took notes to. Like,
yeah, that's true.
A receipt. He dropped all the evidence, and I think Team Justin, which, you know, same PR rep who repped Johnny, it was behind this. Blake sort of saw that as, oh, you're trying to use an Amber Heard tactic, but she didn't even realize, like, that's not a good defense. That means you're guilty because Blake, Amber lied. It's been astonishing. Like, I just jumped off my live. We had 30,000 people watching.
In a heated turn of events, Blake Lively has found herself at the center of a storm surrounding It Ends With Us, both on and off screen. Her amended complaint delivers a shocking twist. Two unnamed co-stars from the film are allegedly backing her up with claims against director and co-star Justin Baldoni. These actresses, while not yet public, are reportedly prepared to speak out about Baldoni's allegedly problematic behavior on set. Oddly, The Hollywood Reporter has remained silent on the matter despite its explosive nature. Meanwhile, Piers Morgan, known for stirring controversy, aimed his verbal fire at Lively during a live TV showdown. Morgan held nothing back, leaving audiences stunned with his sharp-tongued critique. Lively attempted to defend herself, but his brutal takedown momentarily left her speechless. The clash quickly went viral, with fans and critics alike picking sides, turning it into one of the most talked-about media moments in recent memory. All this chaos is unfolding in the shadow of It Ends With Us, the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling 2016 novel. The story tackles heavy, emotionally charged themes: domestic turmoil, love, and the painful complexities of abuse. Lively stars as Lily Bloom, a woman trapped in a love story that spirals from passion into something far darker. Given the nature of the material, the film's promotion was always going to be a tightrope walk. But things went off the rails fast. Critics argued that Lively's marketing efforts wildly missed the tone of the source material. From launching her hair care line in the middle of the press cycle, to debuting themed cocktails, one dubiously named Ryle, You Wait, a nod to the film's abusive male lead, many saw the efforts as tone-deaf. What should have been a delicate, respectful campaign turned into a PR nightmare. The backlash was swift, with accusations that the marketing trivialized the serious themes of the story in favor of flashy, misguided branding. Still, Lively has stood her ground. Not only did she star in the film, she also took on major producer responsibilities. She's made it clear her involvement was extensive, saying, "The work I did as a producer was far more all-consuming than anything I did playing Lily. I just did it all. There's nothing I didn't touch on this film." However, Baldoni has a very different version of events. He claims Lively overreached, reshaping the film to her liking, especially a pivotal rooftop scene. According to him, she brought in her star-studded inner circle, including husband Ryan Reynolds and global icon Taylor Swift, to help sway the creative direction. In a surreal twist, Baldoni recalls being invited to Lively's lavish New York penthouse to discuss the scene, only for Swift to appear and casually praise Lively's version of the script. He alleges the move was calculated, leaving him cornered by celebrity power. With the drama showing no signs of slowing down, the question remains, can It Ends With Us survive this storm?
Need to talk about this picture that Ryan Reynolds posted last night. Yes, right after their very first pre-trial, Ryan posted this selfie of him and Blake on his Instagram stories, basically telling us there's nothing wrong, everything is fine. I find it funny in Blake Lively's complaint, she says she has so much anxiety and pain from this smear campaign that she can't even go outside, which is obviously a lie because she's outside right now and smiling. And what annoys me the most is they've yet to put out an apology for anything. Any of those rude interviews, the blackface. Not a single apology, but we know they know how to write apologies because they wrote one for Justin Baldoni. But they seem to be so privileged that they think we are all wrong. Like we are not all reading the same things they are reading. As if we don't have the evidence. We do. Like Baldoni's team took your 84-page complaint and tripled it. But I'm still patiently waiting on the amended filings from Blake Lively's team. They claim to have more evidence, so let's see what they didn't include in their...
If true, Blake Lively's alleged maneuver wasn't just a creative pitch, was a high-stakes power move that sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. According to Justin Baldoni, the saga took a darker turn when Lively allegedly leveraged her close friendship with Taylor Swift to pressure the production team. He claims that Lively hinted Swift's haunting track, My Tears Ricochet, would only be featured in the trailer if her creative demands were met. To back this up, Baldoni points to a text exchange with a Sony executive, suggesting Lively's trailer approval was conditional on her editorial control. If accurate, this paints a picture of Lively strategically using her star-studded connections to shape the film her way, and just when it seemed the drama couldn't escalate further, Baldoni dropped another bombshell accusations of Lively's troubling behavior long before It Ends With Us. On the set of A Simple Favor, murmurs of bullying swirled, with insiders alleging she helped foster a toxic atmosphere. Assistant director Barbara Seaman ultimately resigned, later stating that Lively's alleged actions left her emotionally drained and disillusioned. These claims are now resurfacing, casting a shadow over Lively's current legal battles and prompting serious questions about her conduct with co-stars and crew. Adding fuel to the fire is a recently unearthed 2016 interview that's aging poorly. In it, Lively was described as dismissive and sarcastic, particularly when questioned about her role in CAF Society and her then pregnancy. The journalist involved didn't hold back, later describing the experience as a nightmare marked by unbearable tension. The resurfaced piece has reignited criticism, compounding Lively's ongoing public relations woes and making her already fraught promotional tours even harder to manage. Meanwhile, the legal war between Lively and Baldoni has reached a boiling point. Lively's legal team attempted to secure an extension to submit new evidence in her amended complaint, presumably to strengthen her case against Baldoni, but the judge wasn't having it. Request denied. The court emphasized that the case must stay on track, signaling that delays and additional drama wouldn't be tolerated. Despite the setback, Lively doubled down. In her filing, she claimed that multiple women on set had voiced serious concerns about Baldoni's behavior. But this claim quickly unraveled when insiders pushed back. Sources alleged that Lively named actresses Jenny Slate and Isabella Ferrer as those supporting her stance, only for other insiders to deny the claim entirely. The contradiction raised eyebrows and skepticism, especially as Lively initially left the women unnamed out of respect for their privacy. Then, in a surprising twist, their names were publicly linked to the case the very next day. Lively's team insists both actresses gave permission for their communications to be shared, but critics aren't convinced. Many believe the women were dragged into the spotlight unwillingly, used to bolster Lively's position and deflect scrutiny away from her own actions, banned from husband Ryan Reynolds, whose name has surfaced in discussions of behind-the-scenes influence. The situation has turned into a chaotic spectacle. Lively says she's merely standing up for those who felt unsafe or unheard, but her critics accuse her of recklessness, arguing that throwing around potentially unverified allegations risks damaging reputations with no clear proof. What began as a film about emotional trauma has morphed into a real-life controversy laced with legal battles, celebrity power plays, and rapidly shifting narratives. With reputations on the line and the court refusing delays, one thing is clear: This drama is far from over.
Well, Blake No Teeth Lively has experienced yet another court loss. So she wanted to amend her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, right? The judge said, okay, cool, you have until Valentine's Day, February 14th. And now Blake Lively was like, oh, hold on, wait a minute, we're not ready to present yet. And she was asking for an extension until March 5th. And then the judge said, okay, why? And she's like, duh, because I'm Khaleesi and I said so. And then the judge was like, LOL, yeah, no, I'll give you until Monday. I'll give you a couple extra days. You have until Monday, but you don't have until March 5th. And so now she has until this upcoming Monday, which is February 17th, to figure out what she's going to amend in her complaint. And initially there were rumors that the amendment was going to come with some sort of statement from Jenny Slate, who played Justin Baldoni's sister in It Ends With Us. And so people were assuming that maybe Jenny was going to be some sort of star witness, that this was going to be the smoking gun. Maybe she had something that she witnessed that she was going to bring to the table, right? Well, then all the internet sleuths went and dug up an old interview that she did on the Anna Faris podcast where she basically pokes fun at hitting her ex-boyfriend, which doesn't really make her a strong star witness after all, which may possibly be why Blake's team is now asking for this extension, because what they were planning on bringing to the table